but helping clients get the money they deserve is why we're in business. After you've been injured in an auto accident, it's important not to listen to the insurance companies. Give us a call today, 775-727-9900. With offices in Pahrump, Southwest Vegas, and Summerlin, our team is here ready to fight for you for the money you're entitled to. So give us a call today.
Hey.
Drop the snacks and step away from the gas pump.
What?
Fear not. I'm your health hero. That pump is a battleground of germs. Here, let these wipes work their magic. And washing your hands ensures that snack time stays safe.
Done.
Excellent work, team.
So is there like a superhero for everything now?
Hey, someone's got to fight the forces of filth. Healthy Hank says, keep it clean.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio, and streaming at KPVM.TV, and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo, and here is what's happening. Chaos unfolded in a quiet neighborhood on March 22nd in Las Vegas when authorities responded to a distressing call about an armed and suicidal man who was reportedly beating his wife for days on end. And News 25 has this story.
On March 22nd at approximately 1:52 p.m., Las Vegas Metro Communications received a call for service in reference to an armed suicidal male at the 6100 block of Allen Cove Court in Las Vegas. The man, later identified as 68-year-old Robert Finello, also stated that he had not slept and had been beating his wife for the last 2 days. Assistant Sheriff Dory Corin spoke to the public during a briefing earlier this week.
Finello was armed with a Taurus .357 revolver, model 605. The firearm had 1 spent cartridge and 4 live rounds in the cylinder. The following are Finello's charges had he had survived: 1 count of domestic violence battery with substantial bodily harm, victim over 60. 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer, and discharging a firearm where a person may be in danger. Due to the details provided, the call was classified as a STAR de-escalation protocol, and we sent 1 sergeant and 3 officers to the call. The suicide hotline operator continued to speak with our 911 operator, and they advised us that Finello was not willing to put the gun down and that his wife was in the garage of the residence with him. As officers arrived, a gunshot could be heard coming from inside the residence. Finello then told the suicide hotline operator that he was the one who fired the gun and that he was getting impatient with how long it was taking officers to arrive to the scene. Officer Jones deployed his rifle, and he, along with another officer, made their way to a house directly across the street from Finello's residence. They positioned themselves on the 2nd floor of this house and began giving updates over the radio. As additional officers were arriving, they could see Finello on the street in front of his residence and confirmed that he did have a firearm that he was holding. The sergeant began establishing an immediate action team with less lethal options to attempt to make contact and to attempt to de-escalate the situation by asking him to drop the firearm, which he refused to do. A short time later, Officer Jones observed Finello quickly raise his firearm, during which point it posed a threat to the officers that were attempting to speak with him. Officer Jones then discharged 1 round from his firearm, striking Finello, causing him to fall to the ground. Officers in the immediate action team then approached Finello, safely took him into custody, and immediately called medical personnel to respond. Finello was transported to UMC Trauma, where he was later pronounced deceased.
More news now. On his first day back in office, President Donald J. Trump signed an executive order establishing the Department of Government Efficiency that has already identified a monumental amount of money. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent, Maria Centers, now joins us from the city with the latest stats.
As our nation's national debt stands at $36 trillion, President Donald J. Trump implemented the Department of Government Efficiency in order to streamline previous wasteful expenditures on the federal level. DOGE has set a target goal of slashing $1 trillion by the end of this fiscal year, coming up in September. Now joining us tonight is Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth with new financial findings identified by DOGE.
There's an HR software effort that was supposed to take a year and cost $36 million, but instead it's taken 8 years and is currently $280 million over budget, not delivering what it was supposed to. So that's 780% over budget. We're not doing that anymore.
The Cost Efficiency Initiative commences a transformation in federal spending on contracts, grants, and loans to ensure government spending is transparent and that government employees are accountable to the American public.
Number two, another batch of DoD grants, $360 million worth this time. Decarbonizing emissions from Navy ships, part of the Obama-Biden green agenda, that's $6 million. $5.2 million on something that would diversify and engage the Navy by engaging underrepresented BIPOC students and scholars. Another $9 million at a university to approach equitable AI and machine learning models. I need lethal machine learning models, not equitable machine learning models.
Every agency head shall review all applicable contracts and grants in consultation with DOGE before modifying or terminating ones that have been deemed negligent.
And number three, in our ongoing effort to cut wasteful spending on external consulting services, $30 million in contracts with Gartner and McKinsey. It's IT, purchasing, unused licenses. So when you add it all up, $580 million in DoD contracts and grants, DOGE is helping us cut.
Within 60 days of the President's order that was ratified on February 26th, the Administrator of General Services shall submit a plan to the Office of Management and Budget Director for the disposition of government-owned real property that has been determined by the agency as no longer needed.
What does that bring our total number up? Total cuts, running total, $800 million in wasteful spending canceled over the first few weeks as DoD partners with DOGE here to make sure that our warfighters have what they need by cutting the waste, fraud, and abuse. They're working hard. We're working hard with them. We appreciate the work that they're doing, and we have a lot more coming, so stay tuned. So you might as well not waste any more time right now. Just sign this thing. How about that? So this makes it official.
The federal government collected $1.6 trillion and spent $2.4 trillion, leaving a deficit of nearly $840 billion from October 1st, 2024 through January 31st of this year. Reporting from Old Las Vegas and getting it over that hump to Pahrump, I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
Thank you very much, Maria. Big changes could be coming to the education system. Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo is making his stance clear. Speaking at the Nye County Republican Lincoln Day dinner, Lombardo voiced his support for a recent order by President Trump.
Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo has voiced strong support for one of President Donald Trump's latest executive orders aimed at overhauling the education system by reducing the federal government's role and returning control to the states. During the Nye County Republican Lincoln Day dinner, Governor Joe Lombardo commented, speaking about his support.
So to put it in context, and I want you to raise your hand and verbalize your position on if the Department of Education has ever educated a kid.
No.
No. All they are is a fiscal agent. As your taxes are paid into the federal system, they gather those taxes and they redistribute it to the states individually. But before they can redistribute it, they have over 3,000 employees getting paid as part of it. And I don't think you need 3,000 employees to redistribute the monies that you pay, right? That's their sole goal. They have a national vision and curriculum, and if I'm not mistaken, that curriculum has not worked, right? If you look 3, 4, 5 decades, that curriculum has not worked. So I was in full support of the president in this decision. Because states' rights, the Republican Party believes in states' rights. Let the states manage what they believe to be right for their citizens. If you don't like it, then you just move to another state. But you can't move to another state if it comes from the federal government. And it's important for us to have a good fabric for good Republicans, good conservatives, and good citizens to have a place to live, a place they want to live.
This order also aims to eliminate national standardized testing, remove diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI policies, and reinforce parental rights in education. Lombardo emphasizes that education decisions should be made at the state and local levels, ensuring a more tailored solution for Nevada students.
Okay, more local stories coming up. You're watching News 25.
In a wreck and thinking about dealing with the insurance company yourself? Stop! People represented by an attorney get more than 3 times the money than those who don't have an attorney.
Murder and rope is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
America is great and Pahrump is awesome. We have room for our furry friends, and when it's time to care for them, we have the best feed store, Shadow Mountain Feed. Who did Siegfried and Roy call on when their dolphin quit eating? Shadow Mountain Feed. They developed a nutrition solution right in their store. From elephants to dogs and everything in between, they have what you need to feed, grow, and show your animals. They have everything except bread. Don't go there for bread. Shadow Mountain Feed, your one-stop care center for your best friends. At 2371 West Bella Vista, call 775-727-5527.
Got bills? Need some pay? Then come be a cowboy trucker at Ponderosa Dairies in Amargosa Valley. They're currently seeking experienced CDL drivers to haul hay, grain, and milk while earning up to $2,000 a week. This isn't a job, it's a career. Whether you hit the open road or drive around Nevada's biggest dairy, they offer a great wage, benefits, and 401k retirement package. If you have what it takes to be a good hand, isn't it time you ride for the brand? The beautiful Ponderosa Dairies are currently hiring qualified CDL drivers who have doubles and tankers endorsements, as well as the ability to drive a standard transmission. If this is you, call Ed now, 702-682-3339. Once again, 702-682-3339. Send an email with your information to ap@ponderosadairy.com. Join the family at Ponderosa Dairy.
Hurt in a wreck? The insurance company is going to offer you a little check. We turn low offers into big checks. Hurt in a wreck? You need a real check? Make one call, that's all.
Murder and rope is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Well, the weather is heating up, but guess what? They're still playing ice hockey, and the local team, the Vegas Golden Knights, they are on fire. Mikey has that and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV. And now on Roku devices, Vegas Golden Knights in Minnesota on Tuesday evening. Without their top goal scorer, Tomas Hertl, no problemo. Jack Eichel gets the scoring party started. 1-0. Let's head to the second period. Hannafin gets the loose change in front, 2-0. Not much happening in the second period. Let's go to the third period. Minnesota in the zone. Marcus Johansson puts the Wild on the board. Vegas on the power play. Eichel again. 3-1. In Minnesota with an empty net, Tanner Pearson makes it 4-1. 2:38 left in the game. Jack Eichel skates on in. And that, my friend, is a hattie. The Golden Knights visit Chicago on Friday. Time for your
Ovechkin check-in.
Ovi just 7 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record, playing the Winnipeg Jets on Tuesday.
Van Riemsdyk is still up in the play, lost his hockey stick. Nice pass, Ovechkin scores! Alex Ovechkin, 889, Washington 2-all.
What a pass and what a release for 889 by the captain, getting his team back in this game.
Ovi now just 6 away from the record. Let's watch his second best goal ever.
And he goes for Hammerlick as both teams. James Hammerlick can't get there. What a move by Ovechkin around Hammerlick. In comes Ovechkin. In Fresno. What a goal by Alexander Ovechkin. Unstoppable.
That's Kyle Chipchura trying to match speed with Ovechkin. He can't. Ovechkin catches the Canadian on a bad change. Magnificent move. Off to the races. No answer for Chipchura. No answer for Price. What a finish.
The Josh Pastner era officially begins for the Running Rebels. UNLV introduced Pastner as the head coach of the men's basketball team on Wednesday. Pastner most recently worked as a college basketball analyst for ESPN. His contract with UNLV is for 5 seasons at $4.8 million. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you very much, Mikey. The Pahrump Holiday Task Force and Pahrump Disability Outreach Program's annual Easter Community Picnic is coming up in a few weeks. Here is Linda Wright-Smith to discuss the details about this free Easter event.
Hi everybody, I'm Linda Wright-Smith and I want to invite you all to the Pahrump Holiday Task Force and PDOP's annual Easter Picnic in the Park. And it's coming on Saturday, April 19th from 10 to 2 at Petrick Park. So please come join us. We'll be having a lot of organizations come out and having tables, and they will have their information for you. And we will be having family fun games, and the Easter Bunny will be there, and we will be having hamburgers and hot dogs and potato chips and drinks. And PDOP will have their train, famous PDOP train, and the bull. And we will be having snow cones and cotton candy and kettle corn. So please come out and join us. And the date again is Saturday, April 19th, the day before Easter. So please come out and join us at our annual Easter picnic event for the community. And remember, it's all free. So please come join us. And don't forget, the Easter Bunny will be there. So come join us. We'll see you then.
Well, it's a great event, and I hope you do take advantage of that. Continuing our coverage on the Nevada Department of Highways' 108th anniversary, here is part 3 of a look back at the department's history.
On September 25, 1975, the I-80 Carlin tunnels west of Elko were open to traffic. The tunnels provide smoother, safer interstate travel by bypassing a sharply curvy stretch of U.S. Highway 40 alongside the Humboldt River. As the 1970s ended, the Department of Highways changed its name to the Nevada Department of Transportation, seeking balanced transportation policy and planning and incorporating state, social, environmental, and economic goals. In 1985, NDOT led the transportation industry by installing a road weather information system along Mount Rose Highway south of Reno. System sensors transmit road condition information and temperatures, allowing NDOT to better control when, where, and how much sand and salt is used on winter roads. U.S. Highway 50 was officially named the loneliest road in America by Life magazine in 1986. In the 1990s, NDOT embarked on a list of superhighway construction plans totaling $1.5 billion in response to a statewide population explosion. The superhighway strategy included widening Interstate 15 between Las Vegas and the California state line, widening U.S. Highway 95 in the northwest Las Vegas Valley, extending Interstate 580 between Reno and Carson City, improving U.S. Highway 93 through Boulder City, and starting construction on the Las Vegas Beltway. In 1991, the Nevada State Legislature established a bicycle and pedestrian planning position within NDOT, responsible for integrating the needs of bicyclists into NDOT road projects and programs. In January 1997, downtown Reno Sparks streets flooded and bridges across the Truckee River were closed as water surged across roadways. Westbound lanes of Interstate 80 near the Helms Pit in Sparks crumbled. Large rocks and 125,000 cubic yards of material were dumped into the south end of the pit, and the roadway was stabilized in 6 days.
So much history there and so much more news coming up, including a changing weather forecast. You're watching News 25.
It's Ram Truck Month here at Saida Trudeau, your original hometown dealer. Being your hometown dealer isn't just a slogan. It has a deeper meaning to us. It's helping your neighbors in a time of need. It's knowing everyone at the barbershop, gas station, and grocery store. At Saida Trudeau, we've been serving our community for over 23 years. Our community was built on people from across America. From retired military veterans to farmers, we know how hard you work. During Ram Truck Month, we celebrate you. Come into Saida Trudeau all month long and take advantage of incredible savings, like 1.9% financing for 72 months or as much as $10,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500s. That's a great deal for Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. You work hard for your money. During Ram Truck Month, we'll help you keep more of it. Come into Saida Trudeau, your original hometown dealer for Ram Truck Month. Going on now.
Hi, I'm attorney Jonathan Nelson of J.K. Nelson Law. If you're hearing this, it means you're probably not dead, which is great. Call our office today to schedule an appointment for your will or your trust so that your family can be taken care of when you pass away. On the other hand, if you've recently lost a loved one, now it's time to talk and go over how to administer their estate. In either case, give us a call today, 775-727-9900. Let us show you why we've been recognized by Best of Las Vegas and voted Best Attorney in Pahrump for the last 4 years. Call today, 775-727-9900.
Unsafe sleep conditions cause serious injury and even death to infants. Never sleep with your baby on a sofa, in a chair, or in an adult bed. Protect the baby you love from becoming a tragic statistic. The only safe place for your baby to sleep is alone, on its back, in a crib, and in your room. For more information, visit cribsforkids.org. That's cribsforkids.org.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. The Nye Communities Coalition will be hosting a youth mental health first aid class on April 1st. News 25 caught up with grant manager Kim Johnson to discuss this workshop.
My name is Kim Johnson, and I'm a grant manager with Nye Communities Coalition, and we're based in Pahrump and Tonopah. I'm here today just to announce that I have 2 classes that are coming up, being presented in Pahrump, and then on Tuesday, April 1st, again at the Nye Communities Coalition campus, Leanne Luna and I will be teaching youth mental health first aid. And this course will teach participants how to approach and assist a youth who they believe may be having a mental health issue or crisis. And a youth is defined as a person between the ages of 12 and 18. Both of these courses are free. At the conclusion of each course, all participants will walk out of the door with a certificate, and also everyone will receive what's called a participant processing guide and a manual that is theirs to keep, and the manuals have hundreds of pages of information about a variety of mental health topics. I would encourage anyone to please come. You can contact me. My information is listed on the flyers that you have before you. If you don't register in advance and you just show up at the door, you will be welcomed with open arms, and you will still walk out with your certificate. So if you want to learn how to assist and approach people who you think may be having a mental health issue or mental health crisis, please come to these courses. It is a very user-friendly course. You will be able to implement the skills that you have learned immediately. So I hope to see you there. If you have additional questions, please reach out and contact me via my phone number or email.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
That's the Lerner and Rowe weather cam right here in Pahrump, and the horses are probably looking for some water because it's been kind of warm, but there are some changes in store. The wind is picking up, forecast in a bit.
Thank you, Pahrump, for making the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza #1 in vehicle sales and service once again. We'd like to return the favor. So right now, current Chevy owners can get up to $3,000 in additional savings on some of our most popular SUVs. What's that, you say? You don't own a Chevy? Well, trade in any 2011 or newer vehicle and receive an extra $2,500 off of some of our hottest selling new half-ton trucks from Chevrolet and GMC. Plus, we have low financing options, deep discounts, and other incentives, all to go the extra mile in saying thank you. We love you, Pahrump.
Outside. It's cold inside. Daniel, can you come help me? Thanks, Daniel. Warm and cozy.
Ace Country.
Rise and shine. Tune in Sunday mornings at 8 for the Classic Country Breakfast with me, Mikey. I'll be playing a whole hour of all the classics. From Willie. On the road again. To Johnny.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
To Patsy.
Crazy.
To Dolly.
Jolene, Jolene.
All the classic country music to start your Sunday morning. You bring the hash browns, and I'll bring the Hank.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and taking a look at Nevada right now up in northern Nevada. Friendly seeing 80 degrees. Fallon is seeing 82, Carson City at 72, Tonopah at 73, and Goldfield at 74. Beatty 10 degrees higher at 84 degrees, Amargosa at 91, Las Vegas at 88, and Death Valley's at 101 degrees. But here in the beautiful Paradise of Pahrump, it's currently 85 degrees. The high today was 87. It was sunny today. Wind blowing southwest at 11 miles per hour. Humidity 11%. And the sun rose this morning at 6:38 and is setting tonight at 7:01 p.m. The humidity raises up to 24%, and the wind continues to blow southeast at 9 miles per hour. The low tonight is going to be 60 degrees. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. We will be seeing some pretty cold temperatures and coming into next week, but tomorrow we see some wind at 82 degrees. 71 on Thursday and Friday, 72 on Saturday, 73 on Sunday, and then down into the 60s at 69 on Monday and 64 on Tuesday. So we really are seeing that roller coaster of all of our temperatures. Back to the desk, here's Chris.
Thank you very much, Miss Rosell. Well, we're kind of back to normal temperatures, almost near perfect temperatures, and everyone got to test out their air conditioning, and now we're going to save a little bit on the energy bills. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.
Wounded Warrior Project empowers post 9/11 veterans and their families with life-changing programs and services.
They came to see me in the hospital, and they've been a constant in my life ever since.
We help warriors get the expert care to adjust back to civilian life.
I got the mental health support I needed to face my PTSD, and now I'm a much better husband and father because of it.
Together with a community of supporters, we make sure no warrior has to face their challenges alone.
I found adaptive sports and made connections. Now I know I can do anything I put my mind to.
Our hands-on programs, community support, and ongoing advocacy help veterans realize what's possible.
I realized it shows strength to ask for help.
I realized new therapies could work for me.
I realized a new purpose, helping other warriors.
And now I know anything is possible.
Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org. You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio, and streaming at KPVM.TV, and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo, and here is what's happening. Chaos unfolded in a quiet neighborhood on March 22nd in Las Vegas when authorities responded to a distressing call about an armed and suicidal man who was reportedly beating his wife for days on end. And News 25 has this story.
On March 22nd at approximately 1:52 p.m., Las Vegas Metro Communications received a call for service in reference to an armed suicidal male at the 6100 block of Allen Cove Court in Las Vegas. The man, later identified as 68-year-old Robert Finello, also stated that he had not slept and had been beating his wife for the last 2 days. Assistant Sheriff Dory Corrin spoke to the public during a briefing earlier this week.
Finello was armed with a Taurus .357 revolver, model 605. The firearm had 1 spent cartridge and 4 live rounds in the cylinder. The following are Finello's charges had he had survived: 1 count of domestic violence battery with substantial bodily harm, victim over 60. 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer, and discharging a firearm where a person may be in danger. Due to the details provided, the call was classified as a STAR de-escalation protocol, and we sent 1 sergeant and 3 officers to the call. The suicide hotline operator continued to speak with our 911 operator, and they advised us that Finello was not willing to put the gun down and that his wife was in the garage of the residence with him. As officers arrived, a gunshot could be heard coming from inside the residence. Finello then told the suicide hotline operator that he was the one who fired the gun and that he was getting impatient with how long it was taking officers to arrive to the scene. Officer Jones deployed his rifle, and he, along with another officer, made their way to a house directly across the street from Finello's residence. They positioned themselves on the 2nd floor of this house and began giving updates over the radio. As additional officers were arriving, they could see Finello on the street in front of his residence and confirmed that he did have a firearm